Okay, so this is on quadratic functions. Okay, I think we already said about the difference between expression and equation. Okay, the difference is equation must have equal sign, whereas an expression doesn't have. Okay, expression is just by itself. How about the difference between function and equation? Okay, equation has equal sign, but the function also has equal sign. But there are two variables, yes? Okay, one variable for my output and one variable for my input. Okay, and we will learn how to actually draw quadratic functions later. Okay, so when we come to these two shapes, okay, these are considered quadratic. Okay, I'm highlighting my quadratic curve. So these are the two shapes. Okay, who is the smiling one? The left one, okay? Yes, the smiling one is the one with the minimum point. Very good. Okay. Sometimes if you don't want to call smiling, okay, you can also draw. This is the shape of the curve. The other one will be the sad face. Okay. So take note that there's one curve that looks like the letter U, and then one curve looks like the letter N. Okay, and we will discover when is it smiling face and when is it a sad face in the lesson. Okay, there are just a few terms that you need to know other than minimum point and maximum point. Okay, there's also a line of symmetry in both of the curves. Okay, you just have to know that line of symmetry is a line that cuts in the middle of the curve or the graph. And both types of graphs have it. Okay, so now I want you all to try this activity on page 118. Yeah, for this activity, you'll need to scan this QR code or access it through Google Classroom. Okay, there's an animation that I want you all to see. Okay, like for example, after you scan the QR code, you need to fill in who is the A, who is the B, who is the C. Okay, so for the first one, you have to look at the coefficient. The coefficient of x squared, the coefficient of x, and the constant term. So for the first example, what's the coefficient of x squared? 1, yes. Coefficient of x is negative 4 because there's a negative sign here. That's the coefficient of x. Then lastly, for my c is just my final constant. My constant term is 3. After I know my A, B, C, okay, now I go back to this. My A is 1. So I put A is 1. My B is negative 4. And my C is 3. So then this will be my curve. Okay, so this is just one example. Okay, so you just need to look at the animation. Okay, so for this graph, the coefficient of x squared is 1. Okay, and we see that it opens upwards, or basically it looks like the smiley face. Okay, when it's a smiley face, does it have maximum or minimum point? Yes, minimum point. Okay, so other than writing the coordinates, I need you all to write minimum point. Okay, how do you find the equation of line of symmetry? X equals to 2. So since it also cuts x-axis at 1 and 3, okay, then that's how we get the x-intercept 1 and 3. The y-intercept is 3. Because when we see from the curve, okay, scroll up, it cuts at 3. So I'm just wanting you to observe, okay? Okay, so now I want you to work in pairs. Okay, try to fill as many boxes as you can. Okay, take note that the yellow color ones are optional because it's difficult to see from the GeoGebra graph. So let me summarize what is in the table. Okay, our good observation is that if the coefficient of x squared is positive, then the curve will be a smiley face. open upwards. But when it's a negative coefficient of x squared, it will open downwards. Okay, it will be a sad face. Okay, there's an observation that the x coordinate of the minimum or maximum point is the same as the line of symmetry. Okay, lastly, I can have 0, 1, or 2 x-intercepts, but only one y-intercept for any quadratic curve.